Hey guys and girls, this is yours truly, BJ Hollins, the digital entrepreneur. I'm here to share with you all another amazing tool and software that you can use to grow your business. And as you can see on the screen here, it's called AeroLeads. Um, I'm really impressed with AeroLeads as far as the precision of leads that you can get. I would definitely say that this is more so for B2B, which means that if you have a business that involves you speaking to other business owners or entrepreneurs, because how this software works is that you're going to be using LinkedIn to do a lot of networking, but what it does is it extracts a lot of vital information for you to contact very laser targeted leads for your business. So why is this important? Because I know you all have seen some of my other softwares that extracts a lot of leads. But sometimes, and a lot of times when I'm growing my business, I need to speak to a specific person with a specific position, and I want to know their name, and I want to know their email, and I want to know exactly the person I'm talking to, and I also want to be able to do just a little bit of research about this person before I talk to. Again, especially when I'm doing business to business proposals or deals or contracts, I want to know exactly who I'm speaking to. Whenever I'm doing things, for example, in the mortgage industry, I like to talk to escrow officers. I like to talk to loan brokers, you know, and um, sometimes the other softwares that I have where, you can go into Facebook groups and you can just get a whole, extract all this information. A lot of that is not targeted leads, even though it seems targeted because you're going to Facebook groups that have uh, loan brokers, but it's not really that targeted because you still don't know these people, you don't know much about their company, you don't know much about their business. So when you really need to get a very qualified laser targeted lead, AeroLeads is a great software to use, and it's definitely something you want to have in your repertoire. All right, so let's check out AeroLeads and let's see exactly how it works. Okay, so of course you got to have a LinkedIn. Here's my LinkedIn here, and say for example, I was looking for escrow officers earlier, but say you need to get in contact with say say you want to get in contact with a veterinarian. Veterinarians, you have a product, you have a service, and you need to speak to veterinarians in your area, right? Gone are the days where you just call up a vet and say, hey, I need to speak to the owner. You don't know their name, you don't know anything about them. You can use a tool like this. Um, so when using a tool, they're going to give you an extension that you download, and I'll show you that in a second. But again, everything's going to be based off of LinkedIn. So you're going to go to your LinkedIn, you're going to type in whatever a position or company or whoever you're trying to find or locate or get in contact with. So I want to speak to veterinarians nationwide. All right. So here we go. So I've got all these different veterinarians that are just coming up in my search here. All right. So some of these are in the Chicago area. Most of them are in Chicago area. That's great. I'm out of Chicago area. So I can go to this person. So look, this lady here, her name is Terry L. She's a doctor of veterinary medicine. Okay, great. I can look at her profile a little bit. Gotcha. Right. So sometimes you can get some contact information from just based off of their profile. Again, you kind of got to go through a process because you have to add people on LinkedIn, and then they have to add you back, and that's a very long process. But with this software, with AeroLeads, kind of go back to the search. You're going to use the extension. Okay, so let me open up my extension to AeroLeads. There we go. So I got Terry L right here. And what I can do is I can add her. Now, I might want to go ahead and create a second list. So let me go to my back office in AeroLeads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a list. So I'm going to add a new list, and I'm going to say veterinarians, all right, in Chicago. I'm going to create that list. There you go. So now I can go back into my LinkedIn. I see Terry here. She looks like a good prospect to contact. And so I'm going to open up my AeroLeads extension. And I see her right here. I'm going to refresh this for a second. There we go. And I'm going to switch my list up. And I'm going to add Terry to that list. Now, let me show you what happens in on the back end of AeroLeads. So when I go to my list here in my portal for AeroLeads, the cool part about it is that it gives me it puts Terry in a list. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating a very targeted list. It gives me her email address. Now, when we were in LinkedIn, did Terry's email address show up on her profile? No. Contact information, we don't see anything about Terry's email. Is nowhere on her LinkedIn profile. So this is targeted information. The software pulls and finds her email address for us. So now we have Terry's email address, and we didn't even add Terry. Okay, and now we also have several phone numbers that we can contact Terry with. This is very, very, very powerful software. I don't know if you guys really understand how powerful this is, but for me to be able to contact Terry, send her an email, contact her on her phone, um, and talk to her about my business or my service. And again, since these are very targeted leads, when you call these people, these are not, it's not really a cold call, it's actually sort of a warm call, because for one, you got their direct phone number, you got their direct email, you know exactly who they are, you know about the company, you know about her position, and you know that Terry is the person that I need to speak to talk about my service. And if you talk to your prospect as if this is just a normal call, and you're not nervous, and you're not like treating this as a cold call, because really it's not really a cold call. Actually, it's more like a warm call now, because you don't have to go through all these people to speak to them. You know exactly who you need to speak to about what. All right. And so it's a very, very powerful thing. Now, again, you can go and you can do this many times. So say I go back to my search. Okay. Obviously, Terry is not the only veterinarian, right? So I've got quite a few other people that I can add to my list. And you can see that right here. Okay. So, and what you can do is you can just build up, you can build a list of people every single day that you can contact, you can text, you can just email targeted people and contact them regarding your product, your service, your business. And to be honest, a lot of times, a lot of people are like, well, I want like 500,000 leads. Well, if they're not that targeted and you don't know much about this person, you don't know where they work at, you don't know if they are who they say they are, you're actually going to end up wasting a lot of money, because you don't really know if they're that qualified. I can look off of someone's LinkedIn. I just off of LinkedIn alone, I can tell a lot about a person, and I can see whether this is going to be a good lead for me to contact or not. So, this is definitely something you want to have in your arsenal. Again, if you're doing B2B selling, B2B consulting, and your whole business is centered around business to business transactions, is definitely a great thing to use. You can get high level people information and contact them directly. It's a very, 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 very powerful tool to use. And again, go ahead when you get a chance, click the link below and just check it out and see what it can do for you.